know there was mineralisation there. We know, in fact, from some drilling that was done, some limited drilling, that the tin mineralisation continues at depth. So what our guys have found so far is basically a 300-metre wide mineralised zone with the tin and the tungsten. And we've just been sampling the surface. So the next step would be to trench to get some virgin rock and sample that.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Paul Barrett, the CEO of Rome Resources. Paul, good to speak with you. What do these early results tell you about the scale of the New Brunswick opportunity?
Yes, hi, Stephen. What it's telling us is, I mean, in terms of the area that we've got covered by these options, it's about 200, just shy of 200 square kilometres. So it's quite a large area. And most of it is underlain by this Mount Douglas granite, which along the top of it is where you're starting to get these gneiss and the mineralisation, etc. So it's a pretty big area. And the guys have been working pretty much for a couple of months now, solid. We've got 2 more geologists. So because actually the scale of what they're seeing every day, there's kind of new mineralisation. So we need to gather as much information, take as many samples as we can this summer and take stock. So yeah, it can be quite large. I mean, it's certainly got potential for being a very large mineralised area.
I mean, why is the Victoria Lake area with 0.6% tin and 0.2% tungsten such an important target?
Well, the Victoria Lake, on the eastern side of Victoria Lake, there were some historical, almost artisanal workings for tungsten. Nobody's really worked it for tin in the past. So we know there was mineralisation there. We know, in fact, from some drilling that was done, some limited drilling, that the tin mineralisation continues at depth. So what our guys have found so far is basically a 300-metre wide mineralised zone with the tin and the tungsten. And we've just been sampling the surface. So the next step would be to trench to get some virgin rock and sample that. So yeah, the focus was on, because of the historical workings, almost in a way, it's a bit like DRC. You know, a lot of the mining there is legacy from artisanal mining. So it's a similar situation, focusing in on that area, but they're also finding other areas as well. So yeah, it's really quite significant, I think.
And how significant could the indium and bismuth potential be alongside that tin and tungsten?
Well, indium's an interesting one because Mount Pleasant down the road, which is not developed, it's shut in, but basically the tin, the undeveloped tin and indium there is one of the largest resources of indium in North America. There's no production. It's quite a niche, high-tech metal. I mean, it's priced accordingly at about $1 million a ton, and so even small amounts are very valuable. And the same goes for bismuth in a smaller way. And the one area at Roundup Square Lake is one where we've had almost 1% of bismuth in a surface sample, which is really high. So yeah, very very important critical minerals these are.
I mean, Paul, with trenching next and drilling potentially next year, what are the key milestones from here?
Yeah, so we'll finish this summer program. I would say we'll be going another month, maybe into October. We'll have a review in November. We'll all get together. There's a mining show in New Brunswick in November, so that'll be a good timing. And then we will work out how we go forward. And I think it could be that we go straight to drilling. It could be, or we might have to do some more trenching to try and find out the scope and the scale and the geology. But we'll make all those decisions towards the end of the year, and then we'll, if we go forward, obviously we'll exercise the options and move ahead. But yeah, I think it'll be quite an interesting decision.
Well, I hope you'll keep us updated with your progress there. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Will do. Thanks, Stephen.
Paul Barrett, the CEO of Rome Resources.